two gorgeous women as to how to really, really create and go. All right, we are being live streamed. Here we go. I got to get back to Jillynn's thing. So welcome again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So like I was just saying, we are so blessed, so grateful for the two powerful, incredible women here tonight. Kristin and Jillynn are going to come on and teach us all about events and how to make them irresistible. Like you hear about it and you're like, I want to go and I want to be a part of that. Like FOMO, I do not want to miss out on that type of an event, right? Instead of like, hey, you want to come over to a meeting? That can be fine, but how we promote those meetings really makes a difference, and what is in it for the person coming, right? So it's going to be so fun here. So let's make sure to give them all the love in the world. But many of you know Miss Jillynn Fisher. We're going to start here with her first. I want to make sure, yep, she's on. She just came from another call. Miss Jillynn just hit MC3 this past month, you guys. So if we can just in the chat put congratulations, you rule, you inspire me. This girl, when she's on a mission, she knows what to do, how to get it done. And when she sets a goal, it's done. It's done. She'll be like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's going to be done. And here we go. So let me just start this off here. And Jillynn, this is a little older prior to LifeVantage, but it's really good to know the history of the person for connecting, three-way calls and just who is this person prior to. She was a respiratory therapist for the last 13 years, and she quit her job as a level 1 trauma center where she worked at to stay at home with her 4 children. She lives on a farm. Yes, animals, dogs, all the things. She homeschools those 4 children. OMG, goodness gracious. And her children, and loves educating people on what these products can do for their health and for their lives. But let me just tell you, Jillynn maximizes time. She could do an entire training on blocking time to make things happen. She has an incredible relationship with her husband, Kurt. And she hits, like when incentives come, she's got it done. I mean, I could literally talk here all night about Jillynn, but one of Jillynn's gifts as well is decorating. And if you look at her home, you're like, oh my gosh, that could be in like Better Homes and Gardens or in this like fancy home guide. Like you want to just duplicate and take pictures and do everything that she's got there. So she's very gifted in that, but she's also very gifted in creating these types of events, as well as Miss Kristin. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Jillynn, because we want to maximize this time. But thank you everybody for being here. Turn on your cameras if you're able, you're not driving, take some notes and pour energy into these incredible women. We are so blessed. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. You're so sweet. So can you give me sharing rights? I'm visual, like that's how I learn. That's how my mind works. So I know a lot of people do too. I wonder.
Jump over,
I can. Yep, I can now. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I love hosting people, and I've always loved hosting people long before LifeVantage was a part of my life. And I feel like it's something that God calls all of us to do in some way, shape, or form, and He doesn't call us to do it just because we have like the perfect everything or the perfect house or the right space or all of that. So it's just something that I've always been passionate about, but I don't like to leave my house. There's reasons behind my madness. I want people to come to me. Like that is why I do a lot of the things that I do. Is like, to me, going out and going to things is not always like my favorite thing in the whole world. So I like to have people into my home, and I like to feed them. I like to have a good time. But I also want people to walk away from my home feeling blessed and lighter and encouraged. And so there's a couple things that I do at every event, but there are different types of events that I focus on, specifically with LifeVantage. So I like community and relationship building events, educational and Zoom events, And then consultant events. I think they're all super, super important, and they all are for the purpose of bringing people together and growing a community of like-minded people. And some of these events are not in person. Zoom, we have people all over the place, but you can throw a really, really good, fun event, even if you're not sitting in the same room with other people. So these are just a few of the examples of some of the events that we've done. I'm going to go a little bit more into detail on them. But the biggest thing when you're thinking about, okay, I want to get people together, what do I do now? Is what do you want to accomplish? Like, what is the outcome that you want at the end of the event? Do you want every single person in the room to sign up as a new customer or consultant? Do you want to build relationships with people you don't know very well? Do you want to build community with your team? Like, what is the end result of the event that you're trying to put together? And then like unravel it from there. So start with the end goal in mind. If your mindset and your heart, I will tell you straight up, if your mindset and your heart in hosting these events is just to get every single person in the room there to sign up for what you are doing, that's going to ooze from every pore of your body. It's going to ooze from the way you speak, and people can sense that energy. I've been saying this a lot lately, but the most felt energy in the world is authenticity. People feel when you are being authentic. And so my biggest thing in hosting events is how can I serve and how can I help other people? There's a few people in the world that are going to come and support you just because they love you, and that's it. But most are not going to do that, and you're going to go through those people really, really quickly, like in one event. So how do you host events that people continuously want to come to? And this is something fun that I love. I do events like favorite things parties, and people ask all the time, like, hey, are you doing a favorite things party? Can I be invited? And there's some parties where I'm like, nope, it's got to be a whole new group of people. Or I'll do crazy dinners, and you can't have the same people at crazy dinners because then they know what's happening. So just keep it fun, like post about it on social media and post the pictures of you getting together, because people always feel FOMO. And so they want to be at whatever you're doing next if they see other people having fun. So show them how easy it is. I'm not like decorating a whole house or doing all kinds of crazy stuff, but I am going to make sure that I'm taking care of people. I like my invites to be fun. Cocktails and collagen is one of the ones that I have done. But for community or relationship building, there's kind of two, I shouldn't say steps, but two ideas to the types of events that I do with this. This beautiful graphic was created by Dr. Jennifer. She is the queen of events, and she comes up with the greatest lines, like wash and watch parties. I'll point out a few of the other ones that she's created. But if people feel like they're going to come and have a good time, they don't care if you teach them something. But what they're going to realize at the end of it, that they're so thankful you did teach them something. So I am doing an event this coming Friday, and I'll show you what I'm sending out to each of those people, what I sent out to all of them today. But there's kind of two ideas. Again, what's your end goal? The people that I'm inviting to the event on Friday, I'm very, very intentional with who I'm inviting. I'm making sure that I have at least one customer, happy customer or consultant there, but not the whole room is going to be that. There's going to be one. Okay. And then the rest of the people are people that I have either never met in person or have met once, but want to get to know more. So they're in my local area. And they're all so excited because I've been building this relationship with them. They know who I am, and I've been in front of them. And so they're like, oh my goodness, you're going to do a spa party? I am so excited. At that party, I am not going to be standing up in the front of the room and talking about superoxide dismutase and catalase and glutathione. I'm going to be building a relationship with them, but putting their hands on our amazing products. We have all the products you need to do a beautiful, wonderful, amazing spa night. And so that is what I'm doing on Friday. I'm not standing up in front of the room and giving them a full presentation, but the times that I have done this, which I've done 3 of these, I have people walking away ordering products. because they love our skincare. I have not done one of these since the retinol alternative came out. And I'm so excited to, because that's like a one-touch product, in my opinion. So this is not a place where I'm just going to be standing up in front of the room. I'm just going to be building relationships. But then if your end goal is like, I want people to learn about catalase and glutathione and SOD, you can have ones where you're inviting them to a full presentation. I like to include a gift for them, because everybody's going to ask the question, what's in it for me? Like, why is it worth my time to drive to your house if I'm not going to get anything out of this? And so I like to entice people, because when people know that they're going to come and have fun, you guys, it's gotten to the point now where word of mouth advertising is huge. It's kind of like everything we do in this industry. And it's gotten to the point where people in the community have said, like, oh my goodness, I had so much fun at Jillynn's party. You need to be there next time. And so people are like, oh my goodness, Jillynn's hosting a party. That sounds so great. Let's do it. Like, make it so fun for them that they want to come back and that they want to bring other people. So I include something like a small gift, whether it's like 2 little packets of Axio for them. But I also, I'm really big on charcuterie. I do a charcuterie board at almost every single one. The other form of event that I do a lot is education events and like Zoom presentations. So again, people care only about like what they're going to get out of it. They know that they're coming to learn. That expectation is put in front of them, but I incentivize them. Like, we had an in-person event this last weekend with Sam and Ray Allen coming out to Iowa from Virginia. They came to the tundra of Iowa, but I was super, super intentional about, okay, you're coming, I'm so excited. If you bring a guest with you, so this is a guest bringing a guest. If you bring a guest with you, I'm going to have an awesome gift for you and for the person that you bring. It'll be so worth both of your time. Fill your car, bring as many people as you want. And so I had people take me up on that. So people I didn't know were my guests at an event because they came with another guest. So you can set that up however you want to, but these things I usually have multiple consultants inviting to, and I let those consultants take care of their people how they want to. If they want to do a thank you gift for coming, they absolutely can. I have some people in my downline, they're like, oh, I want to do this. I'm like, okay, I'll chip in 5 for your guest, and you give 5 to, the person that they brought with them, Axios or whatever. So I like my invitations to be clear so people know what they're getting themselves into. If it's not clear and people walk into a room where somebody is standing at the front of the room talking about catalase and glutathione and SOD, and they didn't know that that's what they were coming to, they get really, really grouchy. So never, ever invite somebody to something that they don't fully know what to expect when they walk into it. Okay, and then the last kind of event that I like to throw is consultant and team get-togethers. I think that these are important. I love the conversation that happens. This was for the global kickoff party that we didn't have because we were living in a blizzard in Iowa, but we always love getting together. And we usually do a potluck style for this. So everybody's kind of chipping in and providing a dish or something to go along with it. But we also Zoom in team that is not local. We never want team that is not physically right here to feel like they're not a part of the team. And I will tell you, there was a time back in the day that Amy and I drove to Sioux Falls, South Dakota every single month for like 5 years. And we decided one day, we're done driving to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We're going to create something here. We love everybody in Sioux Falls, but it's an insane day. And so when we started creating stuff that's happening local, like everybody has the capability of doing that if you want to build a team locally. And the best way I know to do that is to get people together for virtual events. We have 2 minimum every single year. And I think they should always be attended together. And so when we couldn't attend it together after this one because of the weather, we all got on a call. And I'm not kidding you, you guys, it was a massive blessing to just talk and go over everything, and just bigger takeaways from that because of it. So these are just some of the invitations that I have done. And all of this comes after somebody has said that they would come. Okay, so I just don't blast this out to a bunch of people. I communicate with them. I message them and ask them like, hey, what are you doing on such and such a time? This is one that Dr. Jennifer did. She did a back to school activation event. She has all kinds of fun animals at her house. They did a movie on the lawn. She did Axio popsicles, like just fun. And it's for the whole family. And so having the whole family be involved, that allows a whole new demographic of people to come, because otherwise they have to find childcare and things like that. We do ones at medical offices. So this is obviously one where it's like, hey, we're going to be talking about the products. We're going to be talking about this. This one was very specifically like, come join our collagen community, like getting involved in that. And then this one was from our event on Saturday, with a picture of the venue, people that are coming to talk, just all the information that you need to know about the event, the breakdown of the schedule. We were doing both an overview, opportunity meeting type thing, and then had a small break and had social media training from Sam and Ray. So all of the information is always on whatever graphic we're using. We use Canva for all of them, and they have a lot of really nice pre-done ones that you can do. This is another one that Dr. Jennifer did. This is one of the ones that I did that was just for fun. And I did say info on here that like the topic of what I do may still come up here, so that they're, again, fully aware of what they're getting themselves into. But this turnout for this event was huge because people were just so excited to come and get together. In the fall, I did like a wine and wellness. And people like to come to our Airbnb and hang out. So that's a nice perk that we have, but every person can come up with something fun, whether it's like something in a park or at a pool. Like we have a local pool here that we can rent out for $50. And I've done stuff where I've gotten a bunch of moms together and all of our kids play, and it's turned into, you know, a fun, like I bring them all Axio. I say, I'll bring Axio Pops. Let's talk and get together. So, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it doesn't matter. You can try and put together the best event in the world. And if you just stand up there and start telling them all the things you know, but they don't know how much you care about them, it's not going to be a successful event. It's going to fall. And you want to make sure that if you worked your butt off to get those people there, that they walk away feeling blessed and encouraged and loved. You guys, that event on Saturday was so much fun. Every single person that came, you know, it was a lot of work to get them there, but every single person that came said, I'm so glad I came. This was so amazing. I got 3 new customers out of the 8 people that came, and I have people wanting to become consultants. And so we're meeting this week. So it's just have fun with it. Just have so much fun. Think about the person standing in front of you. If you're reaching out to anybody thinking, oh, I really hope they join my business, and that's all going to happen. That's all going to come. But if you just look at the person in front of you and care about them, that's the most important thing. So my favorite part, when I'm inviting to like spa nights and you know, cocktails and collagen, is, hey, I am thinking about doing an event on Thursday night. Are you free? Another one that I have done recently that has worked really well is, hey, I'm hating winter. Is there a night, I'm thinking about getting a bunch of people together. Is there a night next week that works best for you? And everybody gives me their night, and I pick one that works for most people. And they feel like that they have a say in what's going on, and then they get excited because then they have buy-in to it. So that's what I have for you. I'm going to introduce you guys to Kristin. She's got so much goodness to share with you. Kristin Storm has been with LifeVantage for 8 years, is married and owns an art business with her husband, Scott, of 35 years, and has 26-year-old twin children, Summer and Logan. She divides her time between promoting the art talents of her award-winning, internationally known wildlife artist husband and challenging herself in all aspects of her life Vantage business in ways she never thought possible. She enjoys the ability to be her own boss in both businesses, to travel, meet new people, and is grateful to be able to bless the lives of others through the gift of activation. And she is good at events. So I'm going to turn it over to her for the rest of the night. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jillynn. That was fantastic. Wow. That's like a mic drop moment. Do you have a mic that you can throw on the floor? Well, thank you for inviting me here tonight, and at least giving my 2 cents on some of the experience that I've had with creating events. I'm going to have to rewatch this, Jillynn, because I need to take some more notes on what you've done. I'm always paying attention, and being in the art business for as long as we've been to a multitude of different types of events, whether it's a gala, whether it's a DU banquet, whether it's, I mean, there's just so many different types of things. And I'm always taking notes in my head because I like to put together events. I think they're incredibly fun. I'm all about the details. And so there are some fundamental things that when we put together an art show for our business, for the art, there's some things that I just like to always have incorporated into each of those events. And some of those are, I like to have background music. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but sometimes silence is deafening. And so generally I pick something that's very soothing for all types of listeners. So it's usually classical or instrumental. And then it might have loons or thunderstorms or something going on in the background, which is very fitting for us. I like having the music on. We usually do it like a complimentary beverage, and we welcome people. I kind of am going to mirror what Jillynn had said, because when I'm putting together an event, I'm going to back up a little bit, is that there's 3 things that I generally try and think about. The first is, what kind of impression are you trying to make for your audience and for the scope of what it is that you're presenting? Second of all, you want to immediately make them feel welcome. As soon as they come in the door, to greet them, maybe introduce them to other people, have them sign up for a door prize. Usually we give like a complimentary beverage. I do a wine women and wellness. And I did find out when I was doing that that's like a national thing. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to be a part of a national group, but I came up with our own logo and we slapped it on the side of a wine glass and away we went. So the second thing is making them feel comfortable. You want to have them be at ease and just feel like, all right, this is good. Let's have a seat and we'll see where this takes us, kind of thing. And then thirdly, I always like to incorporate an element of fun. And it sounds like that's something that definitely the Jillynn incorporates as well, because if you're able to do those 3 things, is to kind of give, make the good impression, make them feel at ease, and have them feel comfortable in that setting, that whatever you've created. And then that element of fun or enjoyment that they have, if you can hit on all those levels, if you're going to run another event, like she said, people are going to be like, wait, what? I'll be there. They'll clear their schedule in order to be to an event. So I usually have some sort of tidbit, hors d'oeuvres, what have you. And then there's also door prizes and displays. And I'm fortunately married to an artsy guy, so he can make me whatever sort of signage that I need in order to kind of enhance a table or what have you. And then I do a fair amount of decorating, because I like Jillynn, I like to make it a fun atmosphere and just make it feel kind of cozy and unique. The 3 things that we did, and I wish Gloria was here, but she's working till 9 o'clock tonight, I guess. And she's my cohort in crime, usually with these events. 3 things that we did that stood out for me is that we did a skincare event. We did a bingo night, and then we did a Halloween theme party, which is really fun. So with the skincare, we didn't just talk about the skincare, we were all hands-on. And so I thought, wouldn't it be fun if we could get a bunch of people into a room and play and touch it and smell it and feel it? So I got really excited, and I jumped on Amazon and I got the fingertip towels and the washcloths and the hair bands. And I even got bowls and little trays that I'm pretty sure were sushi something or other, but I mean, they were effective and they worked. So Gloria had set up a presentation so that she talked about like the first step of the skincare line. And then I was going around and giving everybody a sample. And then of course, you know, they were able to touch it and feel it. And when it was happening, it was fun because there was an ongoing dialogue about, oh, this smells so good. And oh, that feels amazing on your skin and whatever. And then it's kind of sparks, you know, conversations with one another, which is really fun. The bingo night was just what it was. We incorporated all the other things into it with, you know, either a video, a little bit of education, hors d'oeuvres, and a glass of wine, wanting everybody to feel comfortable and whatnot. And then we, of course, had gifts for whoever who won a bingo game. And I think we did 3 of them. And I do recollect that in that event, we were focusing on the Tri-Synergizer. And I remember when I was learning it, that it was like, okay, this is kind of intense. There's a lot to, you know, comprehend and understand. And so in my head, everybody learns differently. So then I thought, well, we showed the video, and then I had like a dry erase board that I used, and I had it on an easel. And so I said, okay, everybody, we threw a lot at you right now, but let me just kind of take the science out of it. And I did kind of like it's like a schematic that was very simplistic to recap. It was NRF2, focuses oxidative stress, that increases when we age. So we have a solution to bring that down. So there was arrows and things kind of going everywhere, but in a snapshot, it was a really simplistic idea. And even Gloria had said, wow, that was pretty good. So, you know, you kind of learn some of these tips and tricks as you go. The Halloween party was just as it was. It wasn't a requisite, but it was strongly recommended that you come in a costume. And I think we had a cat and a Ninja Turtle and a dark princess or something, and then several others I can't remember, but those stood out in my mind. I found that in doing events too, that if you have people that come to your events, that you may strategically place there, because I find that testimonials are so powerful. Not that that's the only focus, clearly, but I'll never forget when I had gone to, I think, one of my first conventions, and it was at Salt Lake City. And the Pose had said, okay, we're all meeting in this room, and we're just going to gather and kind of have a meeting. And I remember Des Mamet was in the front of the room kind of facilitating, and she was like, all right, let's open it up to testimonials. And I think I was sitting there with my jaw on the floor, because a line had started over to the right, and people were walking up the steps, grabbing the microphone and giving a testimonial. And it's not just coming from me, it's coming from other people. And when you feel the power and it's so varied between, you know, each individual, that you're just like, you know, it's very, may hit you. So I try and incorporate that. And then in one event, I did kind of a fun fact thing, because everybody comes into this at different times. So we have such an incredible story with LifeVantage and all of the unique things that have happened in our history. So I said, all right, guys, I know we threw a lot at you, but I'm just going to end with some fun facts that you may or may not know. And I said, did you know that we have Aaron Brockovich on our board of directors? Did you know that we are a debt-free company as of March 2020? You know, and then do you know that we've been named 6 times best places to work through the direct selling industry, you know, and things like that. And so even people that were guests or people that were my customers or consultants, they were just like, oh, some of that stuff I did not know. So again, trying to make it fun and think of those 3 things, the impression that you're giving your audience, make them feel comfortable, and then also just making it joyful, and hoping that if you do all those 3 things, they're going to clear their calendar again and want to come to another event. So I think that's about all I have. So thank you.
WOW, another mic drop. Everybody, let's do the mic drop sign for Miss Kristin. Oh my gosh, genius. This is a video that we are going to have to watch again. Anybody else? I've been taking notes, but I'm definitely going to go back and rewatch. And I'm going to make sure that we title this well for the replay, because this is going to be something when we do have an event, right? Like we're going to want to go back and re-listen to it. What am I missing? What could I improve on and whatnot? Wow, wow, wow. It is 8 o'clock Central. You guys, right on time. The value that was just put here tonight, if you guys can put a takeaway or put the heart there, you know what? I'm going to go into one person and I'm going to ask you in one person a takeaway and throw the takeaways into one person under the chat that you did so you can pour back into Kristin and Jillynn and so that they can see it and then other people can get ideas. But thank you so much. Time went so fast because of the incredible value and the beautiful women that you are. Thank you for taking the time to prepare for this. Thank you for just being you and being difference makers. Get to Nashville. It's not too late. You can get one of the tracks. You can get Delta cards. You can get hotel cards, you guys. We did the Telegram chat tonight. We started that for anybody that's going to Nashville. We've got so many things up and coming this weekend. Is Eric Worre's social media training. If you're not doing that, I'll send that out again. It's going to be from people that are experts in YouTube, people that are experts in Instagram, Facebook, I believe LinkedIn as well, TikTok. So if that's for you or you want to grow, I'll send that back out again as well. And let's just go out there. 2 a day, every day minimum, right? 2 a day, every day. We're going to bless people 2 a day, every day. Consistency is king. And love you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Kristin. Thank you, Jillynn. Once again, have a great night, everybody.